So one other quick question associated with that, which has just come into my head, which is, where do you typically see the executive support coming into that? Does it come from like the CFO? I guess it depends who's trying to make these moves, but so you get your hero come forward and say, "Come on, everybody, this isn't as good as it could be. Let's do something better." They're going to need to get some executive support from somewhere. Do you see that coming from different places, or is it typically the CFO kind of going, "Yeah, that would be really good," or is it coming from different places?
The place I've seen it most successful is when it's the CEO.
Right.
The CEO has taken responsibility for everybody in the organization. And clients that I've talked to about this have said the same thing. That if I want to get my program initiated, thought about, engaged with, working, it's the CEO who has to do that. So a client told me recently that she ended up having to take her plan to a board meeting, and the CEO was at the head of the table, very traditional sense, CEO at the end of the table, all of the C-suite sitting either side. She was a hero in presenting how I think we should do things this way. Once she persuaded the CEO to move to the next stage, the CEO said, "You work with every single member of the C-suite to get this to happen." I've had similar, and those are the best, because you have that executive engagement, you have that license to get the time with the people at the right levels, which can be all across the organization, to get time with them to understand, okay, this is what we're trying to do, how would it impact you, what benefits would you need to see out of this? So there's a role in it for the CEO to give direction to the board to say, yeah, this is a thing. This is really specific in services procurement because of that point we talked about right at the beginning. It covers everybody. It covers everything.
Yeah.
Lawyers, marketing, consulting, audit. Everybody has as IT. I mean, IT and tech, probably the biggest spenders on services in any organization, particularly in banking and finance, multi-billions. So if your CTO, CIO is not being asked by their boss, the CEO, to look at this, why are they going to look at it? They've got a million things to do. But if the CEO thinks it's a good idea, so will the CTO or CIO.
Yeah, a great CEO once told me, Johnny, one of the most important questions I can ask about my organization is, what is my total available resources? What have I got to work with? How can I get stuff done? And where does that sit? What expertise have I got? What's the capacity and capability of this organization?
And that's what that's the right question to be asking. And then that flows beautifully into services, doesn't it? Because it's like, okay, so this is our capacity capability of our permanent workforce that we work really hard to recruit and retain and train and give them the best that we can give them, right? And the brand and the employee value proposition, etc., which we spend a lot of money on. But then there's probably another 30, 40, 50% of people in that organization who are non-perm. So what's happening with them? Because they are intrinsic to the solution for the business succeeding. And a CEO who recognizes that is a bright CEO.